Have you ever heard the nonsense we spew and thought you could do a much better job? Well, I've got great news. Anchor provides you that platform to do just such a thing. It's a free platform you can use to distribute your podcast and the creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. In fact, I am recording this from my phone right now. Now you can even add a song from Spotify directly to your episodes. That is pretty cool. If you want to do a music show, you can do that. The possibilities are endless for what you can create, whether it's music analysis, your own radio show, or something the world's never heard before. I'm definitely not reading off a script. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. That is true. We actually have made money using our previous Anchor ads. They paid out on time. It is, I appreciate the folks at Anchor. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Mandatory call to action. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
All right, we're good to go.
All right, I suppose we should just jump right into it with what I sort of teased on Monday's episode towards the end with regards to Bill Gates had someone working for him. We got popped for...
Coming up on Dragon Ball Z.
Popped for child pornography. Now...
Bill Gates is indicted for child pornography, yeah.
This is an older case. I mostly stumbled across it because I was trying to find a way to better tie Bill Gates to Epstein and child pornography.
We're going to blackmail Bill Gates.
I was working on my blackmail.
Yeah.
So this is actually from, it's 2014. This guy named Rick Allen Jones. He was an engineer employed at Bill Gates' home.
Interesting note about that timeline. That's right about when I believe Bill finally had to stop associating with Jeffrey. Yeah.
This would have been when his wife was pissed.
So this would make sense if this case was the one where she was like, see, you stupid fuck.
Well, it's also interesting. Maybe he cut ties with Jeffrey and brought this fella into his home to...
He got a new dealer?
Wait, what's his name again?
Rick Allen Jones.
Kid Rapington.
Yeah,
yes, it was very on the nose.
Yeah, know, that's why the detectives suspected him.
This is from a Seattle Police Department report in 2014 that I tracked down online when Jones was arrested at Bill's house.
Wow.
The way this started in 2013, he was using a Gmail account. And Gmail snitched on him when they found his Gmail account was responsible for uploading a questionable picture that was, in their mind, almost assuredly child pornography. This picture was of two children projected to be between the age of 8 and 12 sucking each other's dicks.
That's hot.
Yeah. Bill gets looped into this because the police, they go to Rick's house or apartment, I guess, at first to serve the search warrant.
Rick Ross, of course.
Yeah. And no one was there. They knock the door down, go search his shit. But neighbors come outside and they're like, hey, he works with old Billy Gates. So they head over to Bill Gates' palatial estate to talk to him.
To burn the photos.
But in the police report, it talks about how they had to go to, like, Bill Gates' guard mansion. Like, he apparently just has, like, a fortress outside.
He's got, like, his alternate location. That's his war room.
Yeah. So the police get, what's his name? Rick Allen Jones. They get him outside into a car, start questioning him. And if the police report is to be believed, this guy just folds quicker than I think anyone else has ever folded.
He Joel Greenberg, where he just flipped on everybody.
They basically ask him like two questions, and then this is directly from the police report. Quote, Jones said that he had been collecting child pornography for about 10 years. Now, collecting
Look,
you
I've been
collect Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
You collect stamps.
I've been collecting them on and off as a hobby for 10 years. You know, I've got some pretty rare editions in there.
Yeah,
I
they
got
might sell
some-
for good value.
I've got this Jimmy Clinton that's a first edition
NFT.
rare. Yeah, now it's perfect. It's been graded 10 out of 10 by PSA.
Non-fuckable teens.
Yeah.
Child porn NFTs.
No, now fuckable teens.
Yes, Jones said that he had been collecting child pornography for about 10 years and has had interest in young boys since he himself was a teenager. He has child porn on his computer, the external hard drive, and likely on one or more thumb drives in the residence. This is where it gets a little bizarre to me. Some of the shit he starts, not that that wasn't weird enough, but some of the shit he starts admitting to just seems completely unnecessary. He said he told the two detectives he looks at child porn 2 to 3 times per week and said that child pornography is what he masturbates to about 70% of the time.
The detectives were like, hey, man, we didn't ask you any of these questions.
He's
man.
just-
Shut the fuck
he's
up.
He's
Yo,
just giving off.
TMI, dude.
Dog, look, I know your lawyer's not here, but like, I'm going to advise you to stop talking.
Yeah, you're sharing too much info.
I don't usually do this, but you should shut up.
I don't know how we arrived. The masturbating child porn 70% of the time is a very weird and specific number
Yeah.
to throw out.
I mean, look, if you're a single man, you got a lot of time on your hands, you know, you're probably like getting your stats in, you know, analytics
I
for
guess
coming.
he did work with Bill Gates. He's probably a stat nerd.
He's
he
a
probably-
nerd.
He had
Yeah.
an Excel sheet on all the kids he beat off
He's
to.
using the same, you know, software they use to get the analytics for like
Like a
basketball
pie chart and everything?
Well, for basketball games, he just like he records his screen when he's masturbating, so he
right
can
time.
analyze which videos he came to fastest.
He also had a Fitbit, so he
Yeah.
could see how many strokes it took.
He's got a wildly efficient masturbating setup.
It was Moneyball, but
Yeah.
for beating off to kids.
Look, when you're that high up, you have to
Cumball.
really manage your time well.
So police search his computer, and that yields
By God.
45,000 pictures of child pornography.
Yeah, at this point, like if the feds are coming, just destroy your shit, because even if you're not guilty, they will plant stuff on your computer.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
It's better to seem guilty than to let them make you guilty.
None of these child porn people get caught with like 100 pictures, though. It's always like
That's true.
he had 800 million pictures of child pornography.
If you thought that was planted, do you think you could go in court and be like, Your Honor, I challenge them to put this child porn on right now and see if my dick gets hard.
Yeah.
You can see, Your Honor, that it is not going to get hard because I clearly do not jerk off to
I
this.
have ED, Your Honor.
You
Yeah.
joke, but that is something they've kind of done. There's something called a tumescent monitor that they put on your dick and kind of monitor blood flow. So they'll do that to people and then start showing them questionable pictures and see if
But why do they have it?
there's any movement in the old willy.
See, you don't even need a law degree. I can just figure this out myself.
Yeah,
Fucking
we're
go-
experts on child pornography.
Yeah, go waste that money. That's what I would do.
God,
I mean,
this is a Patreon episode.
how else could you possibly like prove that? If you're like it's planted, like I don't know. That's the only way I could think of. Like, watch, my dick won't get hard if you play it.
Folks, the deep state puts child porn on pornography.
Alex had an incident where they did try to get him with that.
Yes, they did try it. I believe they were emailing
was-
InfoWars child pornography.
It was in like a spam folder.
Okay.
This guy did try and like he half-assed before he completely fully. He did try and half-ass an excuse where he's like, someone lived with me on and off, so maybe they were using the computer. And the cop was like, "Cut it out." He's like, "Yeah, you're right."
It's mine.
Look, those Mr. Officer, those children were sluts. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Now this was interesting to me. He had pictures of both male and female children being raped by an adult.
Sick.
So he didn't discriminate. He was into both straight and gay child pornography.
So he was just a very inclusive pedophile.
Of course.
And then the, of course, worst part of all this is
He's tyke curious.
all that, and he gets a slap on the wrist from the courts. He gets 2 years probation
And from the children.
and was supposed to register as a sex offender. Interestingly enough, though, I go to the Seattle sex offender
And he's not
database.
on there.
Yeah, search his name, nothing comes up. So
Yeah, seems like that shouldn't be voluntary.
it isn't. So I think they may have been lying about him being required.
We found mouse on it.
Yeah, I think my theory is here. I think old Bill might have pulled a few strings because when you search for that story, I mean, it's from 2014. This is the first. I didn't hear about it until this morning.
I didn't know Bill Gates fucked until like a week ago.
Oh, yeah.
But
I thought he was just celibate.
like, there's no mention of that story in any main Seattle newspapers, of course, all of whom are friends with Bill Gates. The
I was gonna
Seattle
say-
Times is not going to run a story that makes Bill Gates look bad.
You're going to really have to think about it before you want to burn Bill Gates. There's a reason they decided not to do it until now.
So, yes, it seems like Bill, if I had to guess, I think Bill might have used some of his power to distance himself in the media from the dude who worked at his house and was promoting child pornography.
You know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's America.
Although, you want to talk about rich people, having an engineer on staff just for your house
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
is pretty baller.
That's pretty cool. It's like, did you see Jeff Bezos' new $500 million yacht?
Oh my God.
It has a support yacht on it so that you
Oh,
can...
it's the yacht inside the yacht?
Yacht
Yeah.
inside
that
the
shit
yacht
rules.
Yeah.
with like a helicopter landing pad.
Why do you need this? I'm so confused.
You don't, but
Why
this is
not?
exactly what I would do if I was a uber rich billionaire, is buy retarded shit like that. Because a $500 million boat.
You know what the ultimate flex is, though? It's you got to do it like the Russian nesting dolls. I want the yacht inside the big yacht, but then I also want a smaller yacht inside of that yacht.
You need 3 of them. You
I
need the
want-
turducken of yachts.
I want like 3 or 4 yachts on my yacht.
I want a yacht with a motorboat inside of it, with a fucking blimp inside of that.
I want
so I can go on any surface.
I want a yacht that I can store my child porn on.
But yeah, his yacht is pretty much built to like endure the apocalypse. Where like I'm not doing that on water.
Yeah.
The,
Fuck that shit.
Isn't the staff on those yachts? It's like 50 people or something.
Probably.
The yacht is retarded.
It's like a
huge.
hotel. Yeah, they're gigantic.
It's pretty much the size of like a skyscraper.
Listen, we will sell our souls to Amazon on that yacht.
But that's even for a billionaire. That's a pretty obnoxious, just like fuck it purchase.
That's
500, half a bill.
that's purely a
That's Saudi
flex on the other other
billionaires.
billionaires.
Yeah, that's Saudi prince like flex money right there.
Yeah.
That's like buying one of Leonardo da Vinci's paintings and putting it in your boat.
I wonder what the cost just to operate. It's got to be millions a year just to
Millions.
operate
Oh
it.
yeah.
Millions just for the staff.
But
Oh,
it is
yeah.
the ultimate escape. It's not like the paparazzi can't fly a plane into the middle of the ocean.
You don't know that?
I mean, they could. I doubt they do it.
I don't think Jeff Bezos has trouble hiding from the paparazzi.
Mostly because he probably owns all the infrastructure of what they
He
use.
bought the Washington Post,
Another
did?
baller move.
which is
Yeah, a while back he
yeah,
bought it.
you know what's funny? He bought the Washington Post for $250 million less than his boat. He bought the Washington Post for $250 million.
Yeah, but the Washington Post doesn't have a yacht inside of it.
That's what I was
Not
like.
yet.
If you want to know about what's really expensive, like he bought the Washington Post for nothing. That's awesome as a billionaire. Like I have one newspaper who will never criticize me.
I wonder what the resale value on a super yacht is, though. I don't know.
On that, I mean, how many people on the planet can afford it? Like 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, but also how many of those are even floating around? There's like 5 of those ships in total.
No, his is like custom.
Well, they all
In
are.
general, I mean, the Saudi princes probably have a few. So yeah, like 5 to 10.
Yeah, it's a very exclusive club.
Yeah.
So maybe it maintains its value pretty well. Like if he goes to sell it in 5 years, maybe
Elon gets drunk and decides to buy it.
Probably. I'm surprised he hasn't.
I wonder if someone Titanic's a billionaire's yacht at some point in like a terrorist attack
Don't
to
get
like,
my
kill
ideas.
the rich.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure the boat Jeff Bezos built is like indestructible.
That's
They
what
said that about the Titanic.
Yeah, but I think his is literally indestructible.
They
Well,
said
I
that
wanna
about
fi-
the Titanic.
He's also
Find
got
out.
well, but he can also flee his ship on like 4 other ships.
Yeah, but they said that about no.
That'd be funny if he.
Yeah.
But that'd be funny if he hit an iceberg so big it broke all the ships.
I was actually reading something earlier today
You
about
can read?
barely, but one of the theories on the Titanic is I guess there were according to the random
There
There were,
conspiracy
Jew- there
nut
were
jobs.
Jews on it.
Scalar weapons?
Yes, more or less.
Yeah.
There were 3 financiers who were trying to take down the Federal Reserve, and this guy was like, they sunk the entire Titanic just to kill those guys.
Just to kill the 3 dudes on the Fed.
Which,
Yeah.
once again, some people you got to take a step back and look at the plausibility of some of this shit, because you could also just kill those 3 guys without planning some like international incident.
It was
Guys,
like what was the Titanic in like the 20s?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
just
just shoot them and throw them overboard.
or T-bone them with a car. Like
Yeah.
it's not that poison the
know how easy it wa-
illegal booze they drink.
It was so easy to get away with murder back then. The fucking mob just shot people in the street and just walked away.
People, I think people just like the idea that these murder plots have to be these incredibly elaborate things because it makes it seem like they
Cooler.
couldn't just be murdered for $500.
In the current era, it's definitely a little more elaborate just because there's so many ways to get caught. Back then, it was just like, hey, you want to shoot this dude? I'll give you a quarter.
All you had to do was go to someone's house late at night. There's no cameras. There's no pictures to be
down.
taken.
Yeah.
You knock on their door. Everyone answers because everyone in the 20s was borderline retarded, apparently. And then you just shoot them in the head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
What's that devil in the true crime book?
Devil in Prada?
Yes, the one where all the people devil in a white dress. No, that's a Kanye song, I
I'm
think.
trying to... fuck. I know the book you're talking about. I can't remember off the top of my head.
But yeah, the one where the murder happens in the house. That was just every day back then. You just going...
The good old days.
I mean,
Fuck,
just look
what
at
is that book?
Just look at the 70s. Like that's why we had the golden era of serial killers.
That's
because you couldn't get caught.
It's Truman Capote, right?
Ted-
Who wrote that book?
Yes. Ted Bundy would have had his career end quickly because he was fucking everything he killed.
Oh, I did. I finally watched the Zac Efron Ted Bundy thing yesterday. It sucked. It was really bad.
It's mediocre. I liked his play on Ted. I just wish they'd have showed Ted killing people.
In Cold Blood is what I was thinking.
There it is.
I guess they figured, like, if you want to see that, there's a million shitty documentaries and movies out there about it already.
I actually liked Efron. He had a few moments where he did well. It's just that they made him take on Ted in a weird way.
Well,
he was gay.
the fact that they went with the whole romantic angle
That's what I mean.
was stupid.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Stupid.
Well, it's just like I don't care about this.
Stupid.
I don't care about this woman. Like I want to see Ted killing people.
Yeah, why the fuck of all the angles you can take on that case, you decide to pick the most mundane and boring.
Well, and if I've got like yoked Zac Efron, I'm gonna have him get like shirtless and murder a bunch of teenage girls in their fucking sorority house.
Blood glistening off his impeccable abs.
Like what else am I getting him for? Because I actually thought he was decent. I just thought it was a bad way to interpret.
Poor execution.
Yeah, it was a bad way to interpret Bundy because I actually thought he did a decent Bundy. But yeah, you finally got around to that. Have you watched the Son of Sam one yet?
Is that Mindhunter that did that?
No,
or are
no,
you
no. I
talking
mean
about
the documentary.
Oh,
They
no, the
released
one
that
on
docuseries.
HBO?
No, I think it's on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was HBO. No,
No,
I
no,
hadn't
Netflix.
watched it because I thought it was on HBO.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's interesting because they follow one of the main dudes and how he was partially right and then also kind of just went insane and started believing all his own shit.
One of the officers, you mean?
No, it's one of the reporters. I'm blanking on
okay.
his name right now, but he's kind of the main guy. But it is interesting because they do prove that there were at least a few people for some of those killings operating as a bit of a ring.
Oh, like copycat type killings? Or?
No, it was kind of tied to a cult.
Huh.
Not like a big cult. Like he eventually made it way more grandiose than it was. But there were like 3 or 4 people who would play like watch out because there was one of the killings in particular where the witness description just didn't match.
I guess quickly, yeah,
Him at
Son
all?
of Sam, David Berkowitz.
Yeah, David Berkowitz,
New
big
York
nose,
back in the day.
super Jewy.
Thought
As Governor Cuomo said, visibly Jewish.
his whole thing was he tried to claim that his neighbor's dog was talking to him and telling him to kill.
He thought it was like Satan. Now, which gets a little more interesting when you find out that he was in this weird satanic cult.
Was he in a cult?
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was like
He was a
remember that.
Luciferian.
It was like a local.
He
now, when I
worked at
say
Gaia.
cult, I mean it was like 12 weirdos hanging out.
A
book
D&D
club,
game.
and like an abandoned alley. I mean,
Okay.
like they did weirder shit than that, but apparently a
Like
few
jerk
of
each
them.
other off?
Well, so one of the things with the Son of Sam is that the witness descriptions are very different for some of the
Right.
crimes.
Yes.
So what they tie that to is the fact there were probably multiple people at some of the shootings.
That's
And
interesting.
Berkowitz admits in the interviews, because the guy who loses his mind is also the only one who got the interviews with Berkowitz.
They finally get him to talk.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job. They show 2 interviews. The first one's pretty good. The second one's when he's kind of like at his wit's end and is just kind of leading him a little. I don't know. You'll have to watch it. It's interesting.
Because didn't he went like super Christian? Or wait, no, I'm confusing.
No, he did get pretty Christian.
Oh, I couldn't remember if I was confusing the guy. Who's
I think
the guy?
he's got his Bible in the interview.
Who's the guy who shot Leonard? I always forget his name, and I have to.
Mark
David Chapman.
David Chapman.
I always
there
have
it is.
to think of the Jedi Mind Tricks lyrics before I'm like Mark David Chapman with the silencer coke. Stalk my enemies. Yeah. I always got to go to that first. Interesting.
Yeah.
Bars.
Yeah.
I got to dip back into serial killers. I miss reading about them.
I like that there's been a new wave. That's one of the things Netflix has done well, I think, with their original programming is true crime shit.
Well, I'm glad the rest of the world has finally caught up to my love of true crime.
Yeah.
I've been a fan for a long time.
I'm telling you, I think we've hacked the simulation because everybody's starting to like our shit.
Damn.
We also have the same taste as women, apparently.
Yeah, funny
because
women.
true crime is like 80% skewed to a female audience for
Hey.
whatever reason.
Come on over here, baby. You can join the party.
Yeah,
Come rock with us. We'll talk about how all these serial killers raped you, but you liked it.
We're having a my favorite murder party.
I
The murderinos.
I saw it. There was a job opening for them, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll send it over." I thought it was funny.
If either of
But,
them watched 10 seconds of this show,
Yeah, whatever. They claim to be funny, but every time I listen to
they claim to be
The claim is allegedly funny.
I've tried to listen to their shows so many times, and I just cannot make it through.
I've come around to it more recently. It's not my favorite, but like if
Wait,
I have
who?
nothing else, my favorite murder.
They do too much just girl talk for me.
That's why I like it.
Yeah, I guess
I like
that's
girl
good.
talk.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, look, female listeners are far more loyal and are far more willing to support than
Yes.
men. Men are pieces of
Useless
shit.
men.
Yeah,
Shout out,
you hear
Lauren.
that? We're very pro women on
All
this
you
podcast.
useless
Men are
men.
pigs.
And that's why we support Cum Rocket, because it supports the fine ladies who keep us all jerking
The
off.
number one cum-based cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
yeah.
It might be the only one, but it is number one.
Yes.
Let's see the come on right now.
It's doing pretty well because Cum Rocket is based on the most stable commodity in the history of man, as we mentioned, pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate that they're helping these fine ladies mint NFTs of their pussies.
Are they really?
Yeah, and they're selling them, and
Well,
they're doing
good for
pretty.
them.
They're doing pretty well. That's what I like about the crypto, is it supports the people who matter.
Amen.
Porn stars and OnlyFans.
All right. What articles we got to get to today?
Well, we can move on to softcore porn with the.
Excellent.
There was
My favorite.
a controversy in the Twitch community
There sure was.
regarding hot tub streamers, among other things, and their right to be on the platform
Well-
and not be porn.
Quickly, allow me to explain. This has been going on for a while at this point. I see it all the time on Reddit. People have been bitching about it.
Yeah.
Hot tub streamers.
The nerds, for some reason, ironically enough, are mad about it.
So there's a huge
As they should.
issue on Twitch where Twitch is trying to eliminate sexual content.
They don't want
because
to be OnlyFans.
It's a platform mostly for children.
Yeah.
So there's been this kind of cat and mouse game where they call them boob streamers.
streamers.
Yes, they continually try and find the loopholes as to how they can show off their titties
Yeah.
and get money. And the most recent meta to it is they were allowed, I think it's pools, hot tubs, and the beach. They found out they're allowed to wear bikinis.
So that was what they changed. So initially it was kind of just a gray area. But what they decided to do was add a category called,
Right, they separated it into a separate category. Before it was in just like the chatting
Just
category.
chatting, yeah.
But the way they got around it is most of these women don't have pools and shit. They would buy a $40 inflatable pool on Amazon
exactly.
and just put it in their room and then
Yeah.
just shake their ass in front of the camera and
Yeah.
be like, well, this is fine.
Yeah, and there were some other incidents, like there were people doing just yoga pretty much in a bra and panties.
That's still going on.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. That's one of them. Another one is people like painting like their tits.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
said that was art.
Yeah.
I saw one of the bigger ones. Her name is Amaranth or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She's apparently the biggest in that segment. And this kind of started last week when they removed ads from her channel.
Yeah, I think they did that for a few of them too.
Right. And I saw her, she popped up on Reddit bitching about it. And someone was like, realistically, how much do those ads even make you? Answer, about $40,000 a month.
I was about to say, Kim was on that Are You Garbage podcast.
Kim Congdon.
And she said, shout out Kim Condon. She said that on Twitch, she's making like enough money to pay rent. It's like rent paying money.
Well,
And
this
she's only been doing it a little while. So it seems like you can
Yeah.
juice that system pretty good.
this Amaranth chick probably pulling like 150, 200 grand a month.
Yeah, the people who do well on Twitch do
Because
really well.
40 grand was just ads. That doesn't count her OnlyFans. That doesn't count Twitch subscriptions. That doesn't count donations. That doesn't count brand deals.
Probably her Patreon.
So yeah, like that's
good money.
a fuckload of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so the interesting route, because I read the whole essay that Twitch put out.
Right.
And basically the distinction they made is they said, we don't want to discriminate against sexy people. So you can't be hit with any sort of enforcement just because you're hot.
which is
was
a
an interesting
sensible argument.
That was a very interesting way. I was like, you know what? That's actually the most logical way I could put it. Is like, look, just because she's got nice tits doesn't mean she's trying to do anything.
The amount of anger I saw on Reddit directed towards these women was fucking insane.
Also hilarious that the nerds are like, no, you got to get these hot chicks.
r/incel.
Yeah, you got to get these hot chicks off the platform. They keep showing titties.
The most common sentiment I saw was that the reason all these fucking nerds are so mad is because they say, like, these women aren't actually talented and they're able to make their money just showing off their bodies. But the question to me is like, so what?
Yeah.
Being
Who
hot,
cares?
being hot.
Yeah, just watch someone else, you fucking loser.
Well, like
They're
being,
not forcing you to watch them.
being hot like takes a little work.
Duh.
I mean,
And like,
this is
dude,
also,
my argument always is like, well, if you could do the exact same thing they did,
of course,
you would. So why
Yeah.
don't you just shut up?
but like, I mean, I guess these are kids, so maybe they don't, but I think people eventually realize very
you're-
attractive people have it much easier.
If you're like a 15-year-old boy and you're like, no, you got to get these hot women off the platform, like, I think you're gay.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's what you're mad
I
about, to be
think
honest with you.
What a pussy.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me to direct that kind of vitriol and energy towards making sure some chick can't stretch while wearing yoga pants.
I could get it. Well, I mean, some of them were look, some of them were kind of flirting with pretty much just like, why don't you just take this to OnlyFans? Because the chick's doing yoga and pretty much just a G-string.
Yeah.
It gets a little revealing.
But who cares?
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
Like,
I
who gives
I
a
don't know
fuck?
why they really care. I mean, I get why Twitch cares because
Yeah.
The reason
audience-
they finally had to make a change is because I guess some of their advertisers had finally
Yeah.
asked, they're like, look, we don't want our product
Yeah.
advertised
we want nerds.
on someone jiggling their titties around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I'd be interested to know if it was mostly other female streamers who don't show their titties.
There's
Who were like, hey, they're cheating. We all know we can do that, but it's like the unwritten rule of Twitch.
No, there's been a few clips I've seen floating around of various females basically in tears, completely breaking down, like, I'm doing things the right way, and this woman's making $1 million a month just showing her titties.
Yeah.
Which is funny to be the Twitch purist as a woman. But
I
it's just
just
like,
don't-
why don't you just show a little titty?
These fucking weird moralists that why is the younger
It should be-
generation come out and been
Well,
like
it
it's
should
like
be
a
about the
Christian
love-
Bible thumpers.
It should be about the love of the video games.
Guys, this is conflicting with my Judeo-Christian values.
That was a very common theme. Is like they thought Twitch. They're like, this is about gaming. And
I mean,
they're
it
stealing gaming
kinda-
from us.
It kind of
is.
is.
Except it's not, because it started as Justin TV,
That's
which
what I was
had
gonna say.
0 video
Yeah.
games on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then it became Twitch.
Yeah.
They have a podcast section. They have a just chatting section.
So, I mean, if they really wanted to fix this, you just start a different, like a Twitch spin-off that's just for, like, chatting.
Twitch
If
Premium.
you want to make Twitch just video games only, if you just get rid of just chatting, because then it's all
They're not
video.
going to do that because the most viewed
those
people are in
view it.
just
Yeah,
chatting.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So they obviously had to make a business decision.
I
course.
just can't believe that many young men. Imagine being 16 and complaining about attractive women.
This objectifies
Dancing.
women and degrades them.
No, it's not even that. They've gone full incel. They're like,
Oh.
these fucking sluts are
Oh,
making
these-
too much money.
These hoes are making way too much money. Goddamn, it's fun. They sound like the slavers back in the Civil War era. Like, you want to pay them now?
It's literally like some
Yes. Now these motherfuckers is making 2 cents. That's way too much money.
It's like some 1950 shit.
Yeah.
Where it's like this
Hey,
woman's
hey,
exposing her ankles.
That broad is making $2 an hour.
She's not even married.
Yeah.
Listen, Twitch is a battleground worth of just great shit.
It's kind of why I want to get over there. If it's going to get interesting,
Oh, I've been trying to do that too. But that's been excellent.
I just go into just chatting, and I'm just going to, I don't know,
Show your
belittle incels, I suppose.
We're going to start doing hot tub streams
Actually,
on Twitch.
guys,
We'll just become like the defenders of these women, and we'll just be like, we don't want to get your account banned.
the
so
White
tell
Knights
us-
of Twitch.
Yeah, we'll be their hitters. Like, who do you need us to fuck up?
And as white knights will wear clan robes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That couldn't.
That's
could backfire.
actually the Batman story that got cut.
Yeah, the white knight.
Yeah, Batman joins the Klan.
He didn't know what he was doing, but he showed up in a hooded outfit.
Robin, where's my hood?
Robin, where are they? Where are the
Robin,
colors?
where are the tiki torches?
Bring me the cross.
Robin, this cafe is whites only.
But yeah, I don't. That's my chastising of our younger listeners. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop bitching about
Fuck you.
attractive women making a living.
Yeah, stop being gay.
Yeah,
You hear that?
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Stop acting like a bunch of queers.
I watched that South Park episode last night where they get them to change the definition of fag in the dictionary.
To the Harley Davidson
Yeah,
guys.
the Harley Davidson and just annoying people. And I was like, I'm remembering so much of where our humor came from.
Yeah.
Because that's an argument I think we've actually made on this show.
Of course, is that the word? It doesn't actually mean that. It just means...
it's not funny if I go to up to a gay person and call them gay, like it's just a fact.
Yeah.
It's only funny if I call it to someone who's not gay.
Right. And it's not necessarily meant as a sexually derogative term. It's a colloquial term.
It's just, it rolls off the tongue.
Very
say it.
nicely.
Look,
Falls off the bone.
If you're in the quiet of and isolation of your own home, just say it a few times. It feels good.
So
To yourself?
expect to see us on Twitch wearing bikinis very shortly, soliciting donations.
I genuinely thought, I was like, if we were more of the physical humor types, we'd just start doing hot tub streams
I mean,
on
we
Twitch.
can. There's nothing stopping us.
we could do it.
No, I know we could. I just don't.
We'll just put a pool on the green screen and
We'll just sit in front of it and pretend.
Yeah, just
why
take your shirt
not?
off.
I do kind of want a hot tub, though.
fuck that.
We have.
I don't want a hot tub in goddamn California. It's hot.
Nah, the hot tub is rad. I learned this from the bishop because you just get drunk and go hot tub.
Oh yeah.
Fucking die of dehydration.
He's not if you keep drinking that wine. There's like 2% water.
Yeah, you'll live.
What other stories do we have to attend to today?
So some of this Prince Harry docuseries came out.
What's that on? Is that
Apple Plus?
Ugh.
What's it called? It's got such a pretentious name. It's like the you can't see or the me you can't see.
fucking boo?
Yo, they fucked this dude up. The royal family did a number on him. They only released a few snippets, but there's one where he's taking this like progressive PTSD therapy where he has to like close his eyes and like tap his fucking shoulder just to like get over the trauma. And it's like, and when he starts talking, he does the like one squinty eye. And he's just, growing up royal, I just had so much anger.
Back in Afghanistan.
So much anger boiling underneath the surface. And he talks about how he just did drugs. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hearing about him being like, I was just boozing and doing like coke and shit from.
Hell yeah.
And it was funny. The age range she put was like 27 to 32.
Didn't
It's like, good, we got a few more years.
he was the one? I don't know if you'll remember this. He got caught in Vegas playing like naked beer pong.
Yes.
or
Oh, he
something.
got
Yeah,
caught
those
at-
pictures came out.
One of my favorite ones is he got caught at a Halloween party dressed as a Nazi and he was doing coke all night.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a rad one. Yeah, Prince Harry was fucking awesome. I don't know what Meghan did, but he is a broken fucking shell of a man now.
You gotta figure, like, if we know at this point, like, child actors, that rarely does it work out where they end
Christ
up okay.
actors.
Yeah, the ones that work out are the exception to the rule.
So you got to figure. I would argue the royal family is a step above child actors. That's an intense level of scrutiny for a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was talking about how like he had to go like thank people for showing up to his mother's funeral.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
so
As a
that's not a normal thing to have to do.
as a 12-year-old. At the same time, like there's only so much sympathy I can give you. You grew up as
for
a
being a billionaire.
yeah, like, oh no, I had to do 3 meetings this week and talk to people for 15 minutes. Like, I'm not gonna.
Boo-hoo.
But-
I'm not gonna give you that much. Like, oh, did you still eat off a gold plate?
I do sympathize in that, like, it's such an abnormal way to grow up that it has to fuck you up. Like, you're not gonna,
it's definitely weird.
you're not going to be able to relate to normal people your age because
peasants.
no one's going to be able to share. There's no shared experience.
I was-
like, hey, how do you guys feel about when the butler fucks up your
Don't
breakfast?
you hate it when you run out of caviar?
Yeah.
I mean, you get Prince Andrew, who didn't know how
Diddles
to
kids.
who didn't know how to make bacon.
That was his big thing when
Yeah.
he'd go on vacation. Making himself
make
eggs was like his. This is how I stay connected to the common folk.
This is-
Commoners make
Yeah,
eggs.
this
so-
is how Mummy says the commoners eat breakfast.
how quaint.
Yeah.
Yeah, without the child.
Isn't it quaint? And he burns all his fucking food too, from what I read, which is also funny because he doesn't know how to cook. He's never cooked a meal in his life.
Do you know how dumb you have to be to not be able to scramble an egg?
Yeah.
Dumb enough to do that fucking interview.
That's true.
That
That's
actually got
true.
some play the other day too, which I'm happy to see. That interview.
Yeah, I don't know. Our back catalog is picking up a lot of plays as
Our
of late.
back catalog apparently rules.
Appreciate you.
Except the first 50 episodes. Please
Yeah, we
skip
don't
those.
Yeah, please.
Well,
We don't
no.
talk about those.
Those are pearl tapes.
Prince Andrew's 13.
Please skip those episodes, no matter what Jay says.
We had a few.
Watch 'em. Cancel us. Cancel us,
lucky.
please.
We got lucky a few times.
But well, it's more the content in there. I'm worried about that.
Yeah,
What do we
Sure.
say about David Wilcox's wife?
No, that's not on the first
episode
few.
50
Yeah,
something.
that was later on.
Okay.
But I'm hoping out when more of this documentary comes out, I hope there's just one part where he's just like, I was fine with fucking all of the children and the pedophilia. That didn't bother me too much. But, it was just the goddamn PR. Just made me so angry.
Oh, these interviews. How many parts is the docuseries supposed to be?
I think it's 4, because one of the episodes has Lady Gaga talking about having a psychotic break after getting
yes, I read about that.
Raped and pregnant
Oh yeah.
at 19.
She said she was raped by
A producer.
a producer when she was,
19.
which means, I'm going to guess it's not Melly Mel. There is another, she only worked with like a handful of producers. There's not that many people it could be.
I don't know who she would. At 19, it would have been like one of her first producers.
I don't know if that was, no, Kesha was Dr. Luke.
Yeah, Kesha was Dr. Luke.
I knew someone who worked for Dr. Luke. She
drank his. She got peed on too.
I think she did seem to insinuate he's a bit of a creepy fella.
He seems like a weird dude.
Any older guy weird dude. Any older guy who hangs around younger women in that capacity and tries to take advantage of them, bit shitty. It's a bit of a weird move.
Little suspect.
It's fine to produce their music, but to attempt to use your position of a producer over them to
What if that's just his?
get your dick sucked early.
What if that's just his process?
That's a very long courting process.
Yeah.
He has to develop platinum songs and albums.
Well, Biggie said he couldn't record without having hoes in there.
Yeah, there's that skit on the album where he's getting his dick sucked in the studio.
Yeah.
What?
God bless him. Yeah, Biggie was a real one, dude. He'd rap while getting his dick sucked.
Everyone
yeah.
forgets he died when he was like 24, so he's still doing wild shit.
I think he was 25 and Tupac was 26, or was he
Something like that. They
Yeah,
were both
like a year or two
incredibly
apart.
young.
Yeah.
Rest
I
in
mean,
peace.
yeah, they killed each other.
Yeah.
Whoops.
But let's see. Oh, I had another fun one with this article
Yeah,
about
25 is how old Biggie was.
there's an article because I guess Top Gun is celebrating its like 35th anniversary.
The gay icon film.
Yeah, so I didn't realize. Well, I didn't realize this is how big of a movie it was to the gay community. I knew it was tangentially there. I just didn't realize how
Once
high
again,
they held
the
it.
volleyball scene is probably all it boils down
Yeah,
to.
isn't that the
But-
most stereotypically joked film?
Well, then so apparently there's a scene Quentin Tarantino does in the 1994 movie Sleep with Me, where he gives a monologue
that
explaining.
was just a request, not a film title.
Yeah, he was coked out. But
Allegedly.
yeah, so I think he's admitted that, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
I don't think it's
No,
alleged.
alleged.
I'd rather get sued.
So
So
Quentin Tarantino
It'd be an
rapes
honor.
kids and does coke.
I only said he did coke. I never said anything about children. You did, but we'll roll with it now.
Yeah, fuck it.
So let's see. So, but I always started dying reading this monologue. I've never seen the fucking movie, but it's
You've
just
never seen Top Gear or Top Gun?
no. The movie Sleep with Me.
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I've seen Top Gun. Of course, I've seen Top Gun.
Everyone's seen Top Gun.
But it's just you've got Maverick, all right? He's on the edge, man. He's right on the fucking line, all right? And you've got Iceman and all his crew. They're gay. They represent the gay man, all right? And they're saying, go the gay way. Go the gay way. He could go both ways. Kelly McGillis, she's heterosexuality. She's saying, no. Go the normal way. Play by the rules. Go the normal way. They're saying, no, go the gay way. Be the gay way. Go for the gay way, all right?
This is ending up in the soundboard, by the way.
That is what's going
yeah.
on throughout that whole movie. And that's the end of the little monologue.
I'm
But
here to date your 6-year-old.
I was laughing my ass off thinking that was a real scene in a movie.
We need to pull it up sometime.
Now, I'm interested to know what context that was in the movie. I don't entirely know what Sleep With Me is about.
Let me pull it up real quick.
But
I don't know
apparently,
either. I've never seen it.
apparently coked out Quentin Tarantino makes a monologue at some point.
Which is weird that he would start throwing around accusations, given that he has a foot fetish and has like scenes in his movie where he's sucking Selma Hayek's toes.
So from the article, it says that Bruckheimer and Tarantino were kind of good friends. So I think this was a little more of an inside.
wink, nudge,
I think
nudge.
it was an inside joke type of thing, and
Gotcha.
like, yeah, Quentin probably did do a lot of coke and thought it was funny. I guess he also wrote some of the script.
Writing your own fetishes into a film. I don't know how I feel about that. A little shitty to force an actress to go through with that.
You mean he was hiding it in plain sight?
He was. I don't have any button to push.
I'm kind of retarded.
But yeah, that was I was dying at that monologue. Let's bring up the Kwame Brown videos. I really want to do
Should we
those.
pause for a second so we can get that up?
Because those been making me laugh all fucking week. All right, we're good to go.
So we're about to play the Kwame Brown tapes, which I feel we should explain who Kwame Brown
Who
is.
the fuck is Kwame Brown?
So for those non-sports fans out
Yes,
there,
the non-basketball inclinator.
Kwame Brown was drafted number 1 in 2001 by Michael Jordan when he was playing for the Wizards.
Yes, the Washington Wizards.
And Michael has a reputation of being hard on some of the young fellas.
Now, Kwame was drafted directly out of high school, right?
18,
So
and he was a young 18.
He was closer to 17. when
Barely legal.
He was a kid.
He gets drafted in, and then he didn't play that great, and Michael Jordan may have talked an insane amount of shit about him.
He was 18, so like obviously it was going to take a learning curve. But yeah, Michael was apparently a little rough.
He ended up having a solid career, not what you would expect from a first overall pick, but
I think
he was serviceable for like 12, 13 years.
I think it said he probably made like 120 million in his career.
He did all right for himself.
Yeah, and he was good. Like he was good when he was on the Lakers those few years.
The problem is for the last 20 years, he has been a punchline as the guy who got drafted high and just completely failed.
Well,
and
also known for having Michael Jordan just break him mentally.
Kobe did the same thing. There's actually a story about
Kobe was tough on him, yeah.
At one point, I believe during the playoffs, Kwame was really nervous. He was having anxiety at some point during the end of the game. He told the coach, he's like, I don't want the ball in my hands on this play. I think I might fuck it up. And Kobe just freaks out. He was like, get this motherfucker the fuck out of the game.
Yeah, Kobe,
kick him off the team.
Kobe don't want to hear that shit.
No one was happier about that helicopter than Kwame Brown.
Although ironically, Kwame did pretty good when he was on the Lakers, so maybe...
He was fine. He didn't have the best hands, but he was serviceable.
He was serviceable. But yeah, so he's kind of been the butt of a lot of people's jokes.
Many jokes over the years.
Particularly in the league. And so I believe what started this tirade from him was Paul Pierce and...
No, Steven Jackson
and
Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes on
the
their...
All the Smoke podcast.
Yeah, where they just do what we do, but basketball.
Yeah, they were talking shit, and Kwame appears to have had...
Oh, Gilbert Arenas was on it too.
Yeah, Kwame's had enough of the shit, and he decided to come out with a lot of videos over the past few days.
They broke him.
Talking shit about these people.
And one of the things I noticed listening to him is he's got that specific baritone in his voice where when you hear that, you just know, like, I don't want to fight that dude. There's just a tone to it where it's like, oh, he'll kill me.
He's also, people are talking shit, he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah, he's a thick
and
7
pretty
foot.
jacked.
Yeah, he's yoked. He's not. It's his voice really. Like his voice is just intimidating.
So I think he may have finally realized, like, wait, I'm big and strong. I could just beat the fuck out of all these people.
Yeah, I think. Well, he finally just had it, is what it was.
So this is him talking about ESPN
Kwame's
sports
over the
pundit Stephen A. Smith, who's just a notorious troll.
Yeah, who's known for just talking mad shit.
All right.
Stephen A. Come here, bitch.
He has that come here, bitch.
Stephen A.
It's got COVID,
Come
too.
here, bitch. I'm not gonna let you out of this shit like that, boy.
Like that, boy.
Oh, no.
My dick so
bitch.
early.
You won't be taking no high road, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's that
you
deep,
talked
deep
about
bass.
mama's only son.
Well, I think, like, any man that big, it's like Shaq. Shaq has an incredibly... It's impossible to be 7 foot 280.
That's
and
not
have a
true.
deep
Shaq's the
voice.
jolly
But,
giant.
but
He's not-
even among big dudes, but it's that specific baritone where it's just it's not necessarily that the voice is low, it's his baritone has like that.
Me crush
Yeah.
Steven.
Well, you can tell like if he started yelling at you, it'd probably be horrifying.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of got like a subtle... I don't know where he's from. It's a bit of an accent to it or something.
I think he's from Texas. I'm not
no,
positive
it makes
on that.
sense.
Not mama's only son, but you talked about my mama's son.
Got a great
motherfucker,
rap voice.
Yep.
For over.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, they
His
killed him.
Instagram live froze.
Fuck, bro.
Is that just coded into the video?
Yeah, no, the video's technically still playing.
Kwame's from Charleston.
The fuck
North
do you
Carolina?
do if you
South.
stand
South
Nope.
Carolina. Okay, that makes sense.
I was right about everything I said. Rachel Nichols. Whatever your name is. What's your name is?
Rachel Nichols is a sideline reporter at ESPN.
White woman.
Rachel Nichols?
Oh, really? With Rachel?
You was talking about, somebody keep telling me you were talking about.
There's a lot of pauses in this video.
Yeah, I see why it's 4 minutes long because I thought this was a short clip.
Scored 50 points.
Yeah, it's short if you don't cut
and he
pauses.
didn't even get convicted.
What?
Yeah, wait, what was that?
Derrick Rose rape case when he scored 50 points, and he didn't even get convicted.
Word.
Oh.
Now that make me want to call you up.
Derrick Rose.
That's good timing.
I'll rewind on that so we get the full impact.
Call you up.
But Derrick Rose did have one of my favorite statements in a trial, which is I guess there was some sort of woman saying she went over to Derrick Rose's hotel at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And everyone fucked her.
Oh.
And when they were talking to Derrick Rose when he was on the stand, his excuse, he was like, look, she's coming over to my hotel at 3 a.m. Like, what did she think was going to happen?
Come on, Your Honor.
That's not a terrible argument.
He essentially went with like the boys will be boys argument. Like, you think I'm not going to fuck her?
What'd she want to do at 3 a.m., talk?
Play part cheesy.
She just wanted to like sit down and have a dialogue?
Yeah.
Get convicted. Now that make me want to call you up.
Ooh.
But get one of my black cousins to do that for you. But I'm gonna go over to my YouTube.
I can't black himself.
Smart. That's how you don't get sued.
For
Yeah.
you, Stephen A. You rat bitch. You think you can get out of this? Oh no.
Oh no.
I got that leash around your ass. Now I'm holding you by the neck now, bitch. You finna get some of mama's cooking. You
Damn,
think
you
gonna
finna
talk
get some
for
of mama's
20
cooking.
motherfucking years and be white people's boy.
Ooh.
the mouth of the South.
Shots
And
fired.
Calling him an Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom.
Uncle Sam.
Tom dressing in suits and shit for the white man.
Think you ain't gonna get mama's cooking, bitch?
Ooh, I'm gonna start
Hey, look
using
here.
that.
Get
All
mama's
you
cooking?
athletes, y'all better protect me, cause them some bitches gonna come at me.
I'll pray for me.
My cash app is Kwame H.
Yeah.
Money.
What a king.
Plug.
That
Plug.
What a king.
What? That's. I think he won.
Kwame H. Brown. Capital K.
Lawyer and
Fuck it, I'll
defense
send some money
attorney.
right now.
capital
Lawyer and
B.
defense attorney
They
Kwame
coming
H.
after
Brown.
me.
Yeah.
You've been in an
Cause I
accident
got
recently.
you
Give me a
bitches
call.
scared with
Injury
the
attorney Kwame H. Brown.
Stephen A. Rachel Nichols, I'm coming to see y'all on YouTube.
Is he threatening to beat up a
Y'all
woman?
proving my point.
Maybe.
Every time when
She
y'all
deserves it, to
talking
be
where
fair.
it's
Yeah, that
unnecessary for you to add the shit that you bitches are adding in. Not you, Miss Rachel. I got a black cousin that gonna call you a bitch.
Wow.
Stephen A., you little bitch.
Guys,
you
listen, I thought of something.
add in
If David ever finds our videos, we'll say it just wasn't us. It was our black cousin said that
Yes,
shit.
Oh,
it was a deep fake of our
things about people's
black cousins.
personal life that don't have a goddamn thing to do with sports.
Look at his
no
watch.
matter the
I know.
conviction, you
Icy.
motherfuckers talk about it all the time. So I'm gonna see you motherfuckers over on my other channel.
I love that he
Yeah.
plugs his
All right.
YouTube channel.
He
There's-
applies a Cash App and his channel. What a king.
Hold on, bring up the Instagram one because
Yeah.
it's shorter, but I love what he says to Rachel Nichols. We
Oh,
didn't get the line
hold on,
in there,
hold on.
but the good line he had regarding Stephen A. We didn't find the video. Was he said, "I'm gonna slap you in the back of the head so hard you'll be wearing a toupee on your forehead."
Now, I can't rewind or pause the Instagram video, so we just gotta let it go.
Yeah.
Make sure the audio's on. Yeah.
Jamel Hill. Good morning.
Writer for ESPN, or no, The
Good
Atlantic.
morning,
Good morning.
Black Queen, if that's what you are. Let me ask you a series of questions.
Very
But I'm
rational,
gonna ask
Kwame
you
Brown.
on my
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Civil.
I love that.
Because you
I'm asking on my
said that I
YouTube
was-
channel.
All weekend I was being violent.
Can we get Kwame on the pod?
So that leads me to believe something
I'll try.
is a little off about you. Miss Hill.
Miss
Man,
Hill,
I have children, Miss Hill. You just lied on me.
you lied on me. I love that phrase. You lied
Jamel
on me.
Hill.
You lied on me.
So I don't know if you watched the longer video, but he actually does come across pretty well. And the point he was essentially making
He's so very well spoken.
is his point. His point.
God damn it.
Oh wait, I forgot my soundboard's not plugged in.
Dun dun dun.
The point he was trying to make was that he thinks the media is used to basically divide black men
Similar
to
to what?
talk shit about him.
Similar to what Brother Bobby was saying the other day.
Very much so.
Yeah.
That's why it kind of resonated with
Amen.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
But I actually think he made very good points throughout the course of his argument, which is kind of like, what the fuck
lied
are you
on me.
guys doing talking about
yeah, it's
my basketball career from 2 decades ago?
well, it's also just unnecessary. And I think one of the other points he made in one of the videos is you always talk about the shit with the Wizards, but you don't talk about how I lasted like 12 years in the league.
Yeah, he was talking about how, because he played center for the Lakers when Kobe dropped 81. He was talking about how you go back and watch the highlights and look at the screens I set.
Yeah, fucking them thick screens. Which is also funny because I love, my favorite part though is when he plugs his YouTube channel.
Nah, my favorite is the Cash App. That's the kind of
Cash App
the
is
Cash
solid.
App was
The Cash
smart.
App was good, but I do love to just like, no, you're going to have to go to my YouTube channel and we get it over
My
there.
other YouTube channel.
Because he's another one who inspired me. He's like, we got to plug more. Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown just plugs so
We need more
smooth.
Kwameisms.
You know,
I was
if-
like, we got to be doing that.
If we were smart, we would have edited our own plugs in over Kwame plugging.
Let's
dive.
I wonder if he's on Cameo. Can we get him to do a plug for
Let
us?
me check.
Look for it. I doubt it because, like you said, the man made at least 60 million during his career, which, unless he really fucked up,
I think the number I read, he made way more than that.
he should be set for the rest of his life. It shouldn't be
Oh,
an
he
issue.
is. He brings that up. He's loaded. Yeah, he's rich.
Oh my God.
Is he on there?
$80.
$80?
All right. Yeah, all right.
I
we're
might
gonna have-
break down on that.
Oh, we're having a new intro here. Oh,
Can you plug our Patreon?
oh
the
fuck
Kwame
yeah.
Brown.
I don't know what we're going to use him for, but that's too cheap to pass up.
I don't know. What percent of our audience do you think is aware of Kwame Brown?
It doesn't matter.
We're getting pretty inside baseball on our
It's a
sports.
but it's a black man with a very low baritone voice.
Get that
Yeah,
that
it's
South
a very
Carolina
nice-
twang.
I'd pay just for that. The fact that it's Kwame Brown makes it funnier.
the Kwameisms.
Plus, maybe if we do that, we can be like, "Hey, we checked out your YouTube channel, like you said.
We're big
Yeah.
fans.
We should link up."
Come on our show.
Yeah,
Oh my
you know,
God,
our-
yes.
Our huge audience would really like what you're saying
We have a
about
devoted audience.
about smacking people.
I wonder where he lives. I wonder if he's still in California.
me check.
The dudes from South Carolina and North Carolina, that shit usually move back.
Yeah, they tend to move
Because you know how long
To-
NBA money lasts in fucking South Carolina?
the rest of your life and your children's
It's
lives.
impossible to go broke in those states.
Well, why don't we wrap up there? And I think we've hit about where we need to. We cover what we wanted to, and we still got shit we can cover for Retarded in Plain Sight coming this Saturday.
Donate to the Patreon. Check
Yeah, we
out
can
the
save that.
exclusive
Let's see.
episodes.
I think that's just about everything I had that can't
Patreon.
can't be rolled over. Oh, one thing that I did notice, I think the FBI is recruiting our profile on Twitter because
Wait,
I'm,
what?
I'm getting
Yeah, hold on. Explain.
I'm getting the FBI ads, like the recruitment ads that are promoted.
Oh, like the join the.
Every time I sign on, every time I refresh the page,
Really?
it's almost near the top.
Are we about to get fucking?
I've never.
Annihilated?
Granted, I don't use our Twitter, but I've never even seen an ad for the FBI.
Oh no, I get it. I've been seeing it every time I've been on the last like 2 weeks,
I only get ads for White Claw's new tea.
and they keep trying
Oh,
to get
yeah.
and they keep trying to get me to follow the FBI account.
Follow him.
I don't want to follow. I think I am following them.
We
to
should
honest,
be.
But no, I don't. Well, I don't follow all of them. But it's just more that I keep getting their targeted advertisements, and it's weird.
Hey, you are Mormon, and they love recruiting Mormons.
I know one of my cousins is working to get into the FBI.
Well,
Wait,
why
what?
don't you get into the FBI? And then we really got the inside track.
Well, that's what's confusing me because it's like obviously they could never let me into the FBI.
yeah,
no, but listen, the skills we possess, we have a very specific set of skills.
That's true.
we got documents, folks.
They need people to be able to infiltrate the circles we run in.
Oh yeah, dude, they're hunting down Q. We might as well.
We have to be agent provocateurs for
Exactly.
the FBI. All right, if they're recruiting me for that, they need to
Hire
be
us.
slide into the DMs because
Yeah.
that I do have a little interest in. I would love to be a agent provocateur.
Yeah, you hear that? DM us, FBI.
Yeah, slide into those DMs. Send a few nudes too.
All right.
Preferably of age.
Hooty hoo.
Mamba out.